Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Coach's Corner with Heck and King. It is Thursday, January 29th. We are 1 week away from the Super Bowl. We are finished with college football. If we want to get a postmortem on that, we can. The Senior Bowl practice is going on right now. That's what's on my TV at the moment. There's college basketball aplenty. There might be some NBA stuff. I don't know. I don't really care. The Pacers suck, so there's really no reason to watch. We've got a lot to talk about, and we'll talk about it here on Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner with Coach Heck and the infamous Coach Patrick King. Some of the stuff we say,
we're not responsible for our actions.
No,
we're sober.
In essence, and you could tell me to shut the hell up, but in essence, you got chemo face, right?
I got chemo face. When I go to scores table to talk to Coach, I said, get as many pictures as you can. And it kind of reminded me that the stories you said when you coached the McDonald's game, when you had LeBron saying, okay, LeBron signed this because someday it's going to be important.
What did one casket say to the other? Is that you coughing? And you ain't that good. The scouting report said you were pretty good. You ain't that good.
Coach's Corner with Heck and King live at Corby's Irish Pub in South Bend is brought to you by Tony Letcher with Health Markets Insurance, Han Funeral Homes in Mishawaka, Frick's Driving School in Mishawaka, and the Harbor Group Planned Wealth down in Anderson. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment in the chat. And now here's Heck and King.
Right on, man. Are you kidding me?
No.
Just another beautiful Thursday night at Corby's Irish Pub in downtown South Bend. To my right, the great JP Joubert, the voice of Regional Radio Sports Net network, and a guy that Pat and I work with broadcasting games. To JP's right is the great Patrick J. King, and the J stands for jump shot, right?
Sure it does.
So
it gets better every year.
I got to ask you this question. Did you ever shoot a J in high school? Or was all your stuff just power moves?
Not very often. It was power moves. I was the one that took the ball out of bounds, guarded the other team's best player, and anytime the referee looked like he's blowing a foul, I raised my hand. Because the foul, I just knew the foul was supposed to be on me because the other two guys were future Indiana All-Stars, and they couldn't foul out.
That's amazing. So
that was my role.
So if you would have played South Bend St. Joe then your senior year, because him and I are both the same age, both seniors in '74, you would have guarded me.
Was your name the top one on the scouting report?
You would have guarded me.
It's probably at the bottom.
I don't know if you got in on this on the little ad where I'm talking about. You ain't that good. Scouting reports.
What would it have said?
On scouting reports that other teams do on other players, and I don't know if they do this in hockey, but they would say, hey, Ron Heklinski, likes to go right, take his right away, make him go left. He hits the glass hard. You got to box him out. He'll take a 15-footer, but he wants to get to the rack a little, And so I would take those scouting reports of guys I was playing. If I was guarding Pat and they had a big scouting report on me, average 19 a game, blah, 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 and I'd play him for the first 5 minutes, I'd look at him, and in the middle of the game, I said, you ain't that good. That scouting report's terrible because you ain't freaking that good. Now, you better step your shit up a little bit because me and you got to go here today. People paid money to watch us, so step it up.
I want to know if did you file your elbows or anything like that? I mean, how was your blockouts? Did you post people up or hook or anything like that?
I would post people up, little jump hook.
The story I heard, you'd pop people that elbow and get that chicken wing and try to use that to back people off.
I think this is true. I think this is a true story, and I think I'm the only guy in the history of Indiana high school basketball to get a foul called on me before the game started. I'm at the jump circle, elbowing. Get out, move. I'm in here.
He probably fouled the guy going up for the jump.
I get a foul called on me before they tossed the ball. I said, you can't do that. Game ain't started.
Well, I think, as soon as they see his name on the roster, they're going to call a foul. The game warm-ups don't even have to start before they call a foul on this guy.
Just because
I thought it was because Heck was getting texts because he was dunking in the pregame warm-up lines.
Oh, is that you?
Oh, let's not get started with that.
Did you script that for him?
Unbelievable, Scott.
Isn't that nice?
Unbelievable. I can't even. I couldn't jump to save my rear end.
You know,
And
they
I-
had
And
Marshall
I
Robinson was Herman
Could you jump?
Helicopter.
Didn't need to. Remember, we couldn't dunk back then,
Yeah,
so
no,
it
I
didn't
mean,
matter.
could you dunk though as a senior in high school?
Yeah, if you get out of my way.
But I mean, you can hammer it, right?
Yeah, if I need, during warm-ups.
Yeah.
Aren't you worried about breaking the peach baskets?
That's something.
I know. Heck, I don't know about you.
Where's the plug?
We could-
How can I?
Oh, don't unplug them yet.
We couldn't hang on to them. No, we would every once in a while you get a dunk tip, get a dunk tip in if you get a running start, during practice. But
Yeah.
during the games, we couldn't touch the rim. You remember
I
those
know,
days?
I
We had
know.
it was called the Alcindor rule, right?
Lucius Alcindor.
That was before he changed his name.
All right. So anyway, JP, let's chat it up for a minute. JP, 1995, St. Joe graduate.
98, but close enough.
Seriously, 98?
Yeah, 98.
What?
Matiga graduated in
95. Joe Mitiga. Yes. Joe.
How
the
come
owner
I
of
know the
Corpus.
ad reads better than you do?
Yes.
And you're the one that got them.
1998.
Thank you.
Um,
Just remember, I
At
was
the
at
old
St.
school-
Joe for 2 terms. Okay. I was at St. Joe for 2 terms.
Go
what were you before that?
Clinton's and
St. Joe grade school.
before Clinton.
Hold on.
two
Oh,
terms.
you might as well just keep your finger on that button.
Yeah. Hey, so anyway, St. Joe,
Dude, he's a real professional, Heck.
98, and
Yes, 98.
hockey player at St. Joe.
Yeah.
Football player?
I debated trying out my junior year. That was the year after we won the state championship. And then I saw who was coaching the team and I decided to shy away from that.
Who was the coach?
Oh, Frank Amato.
Frank?
And then Andy Strati.
You didn't like Frank?
I didn't say that. I just said I shied away from him.
So you didn't play for Father Bly as a freshman?
Father Bly wasn't coaching the freshmen back then.
Seriously.
I'm not as old
No, I
as you, man.
forget. No, man, it's a young pup. Talk about some hockey for us.
That was
You played
before I was
hockey for
even in
St. Joe,
town.
right?
I did. I played 3 seasons for St. Joe. I did not play freshman year. I had an extra year of league eligibility here with the local youth league, and I decided I wanted to save my parents some money, so I wanted to play 1 more year. Then I jumped ship to St. Joe and played 3 years.
How
One-
good were you on the ice?
Well, depends on what your definition of good is.
And stop all the stuff of trying to be nice and trying to be humble. This show is not for the faint of heart.
Oh,
Not
I'm
for
not-
the humble, right, Pat?
No,
I'm not
no
trying
doubt.
to be humble. I'm trying
How
to.
good were you?
What's your definition of good?
Did you have more penalty minutes than goals?
Only my senior season.
Okay.
I had 20 goals. I had 20 goals as a sophomore. I had 44 as a junior. I had 51 as a senior.
Wow.
But I also don't wow yet.
Okay.
I also had 200 minutes in penalties. So I had a little.
So see-
I had a little brother who is taller than me that I had to quote unquote protect.
Yeah.
Protect.
And
I understand.
Yeah, and this was before our actually our graduating class. The state implemented a rule that if you got 4 game misconduct, so basically if you got tossed out of a game 4 times as a player, you are suspended for the state tournament. If the team had that happen 10 times over the course of the season, the team is no longer prohibited to play in the state tournament.
Mhm.
So I got away with all of my penalties before that rule was implemented. Thank God,
Okay.
because I wouldn't have been able to play in the state tournament. I don't know, Thanksgiving.
Oh, dear.
I mean,
Did you? Was this before helmets or after helmets?
Well, look at his face. What do you think?
How many?
What do you think?
I was going to say, how many trips to the dentist did you have? Split lips, stitches?
I only lost 8 teeth, and they're all in the front.
So you didn't wear mouth guards or shields or
Well,
anything then?
okay. Now, it happened while I was being stupid, and we were just messing around on the rink, and one of my buddies got his stick a little too high and it clipped me in the mouth. I was like, oh, okay, just a little blood coming out. And I looked down, and I'm like, 1, 2, 4.
Oops.
Damn, I just lost 8 teeth.
Oh, dear.
Um,
All at once, huh?
Yeah, and when I was in 2nd grade, and I know my brother's going to love me for this. He and I mean, we probably played, like you guys outside playing pickup basketball like it's a religious thing. We probably played, I don't know, thousands of one-on-one games downstairs in the basement. And I was winning one game. Score is irrelevant, obviously. He got so pissed that he decided, instead of like slashing or hooking or whatever, he decided to throw his stick at my face.
Oh,
and I didn't react in time, and it caught me right underneath the left eye. And I walked upstairs. I was like, "Hey, Mom, I got cut. I'm gonna need like a Band-Aid or something." And she said, "When I removed your little hand, it looked like someone put a bullet right through your face." Because I had a good size hole, and not to gross anybody out, but blood was just.
I thought you were going to say you could see all the way through.
You almost could. I mean, there's that scene in Die Hard where Hans shoots the guy in the head, and you can see right through his head.
Right.
That's what I felt like with my face. I felt like Mom, and I'm not comparing my mom to Hans Gruber in any stretch of the imagination, but I was like, So they ended up putting a couple stitches in my face, and it just happened to be a week before my first communion. So that,
You were pretty.
you can't make this face any uglier. So I guess so.
Well, so that's the price of doing business. That's the price of playing hockey.
That's the price of winning. That's
the price of beating your brothers.
That's just growing up.
At the end of the day.
You look at a team that wins the Stanley Cup, or wins a national championship for college hockey, and how many guys have broken bones and torn rotator cuffs and labrums and torn ACLs, and they're still out there playing because you'll do anything to win a Stanley Cup. That's why I think hockey players are some of the toughest guys. You're never going to see someone hurting themselves flopping like LeBron James would or anything like that.
And so I would agree with you to some extent. I think in any sport you're passionate about, you'll do what you got to do to win.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing football, if you got to throw some chin music at somebody on the mound because they did something to your guy, you're going to do what you got to do to win. And hockey's a part of that too. And basketball is a part of that too.
And hockey, you can hide it because you have so much equipment on. So, they've got the helmet and all the other pads. You don't know if they've got a bad knee or a shoulder that's hanging out of the socket or whatever it might be.
Or a punctured lung or whatever. Whatever it may be.
You just go play.
I always thought hockey was a really cool sport. Where I grew up on the northwest side of South Bend by MR Falcons, we had a park named Vorty Park, and they would come. The park department would come and put borders all along the asphalt basketball court, and then fill it with water. And we had a hockey rink. And they would bring just hundreds of pieces of wood. We would light campfires there, and we'd play hockey all night long at Vorty Park. And my parents, it was all the cats from the neighborhood. I mean, we all lived over there.
Did you guys skate, or did you just wear shoes?
No. We skated.
Okay, all right.
We skated, but we were obviously not very good skaters. But we would, we'd get cold. We'd call a timeout. We'd sit on those logs by the fire and just have a freaking blast. But I wish that I would have learned to skate well.
Steel blades or wooden blades? Or did you have animal bone?
You don't even know.
What'd you skate on?
Whatever they gave him.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No, regular skates. Come on, man.
Did you wait for the cow to drop a deuce and then play it?
Regular skates. We had skates. I mean, we had a blast, man.
Went out to somebody's farm.
That's true.
Went out to somebody's farm.
Actually, I'll tell you what. When I was in school up in Sault Ste. Marie, that's what some of the kids did.
Yeah.
They
go out and get you a couple frozen cow patties.
Well, I mean, because that's what sometimes pucks weren't readily available. We played with whatever was available.
Whatever was available.
So let me ask you: did you ever skate and play hockey or be on skates at all?
Never played hockey. Occasionally, Mays Park, we'd go over there, but I was one of those guys that they said basketball players you can't no skates. no skates.
Yeah,
So-
and so I never did this as a high school kid. I did this as junior high kid because obviously hockey season, basketball season in high school, they don't mix.
Right.
And I'm talking about maybe my freshman year, 8th grade year, 7th grade year, doing it then. But as a high school kid, obviously never, because basketball was the quintessential thing that we did.
Right.
And our coaches would never have allowed us to do any of that, right?
Right. Oh, Big Pat knew some of the people that were running. Some of the other teachers that were running Mays Park at the time. So
And
winter
Big Pat
time,
is your dad.
yeah, my dad. So he'd take us down there, and like you said, junior high, 5th grade, 6th grade, and just dump us. But usually, I just hung out in the warm weather there inside where the fireplace was.
Yeah. So and I never understood this till I got older. But I might have been a junior in high school, had a driver's license. On a Sunday afternoon, my dad would come to me and he'd say, "Here's $20. Take the kids to the movies." I'd say, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, here's $20. Get some popcorn. Take the kids to the movies." So I take them to the movies. I never freaking thought about it. What he get the kids out of the house. Give me 2 hours, right?
Makes sense.
So did your dad ever tell you to get the kids out of the house so Mom and I can?
I don't
Did it
remember
have a
that.
blast?
I don't think it ever registered that way.
I never did either.
Yeah.
I never did either. And every now and then I'd say, "Dad, you want me to take the kids?" He goes, "No, hell no." which means
It
what's
means,
happening?
it means we're watching football this
Oh, that
afternoon.
was so funny.
Whenever we were out of the house, it was usually for practice, so my parents could get an hour and a half nap. That was
That was it.
that was the best time of the day for them whenever we were at practice, because it was like, okay, I can finally get some rest when these damn kids are out there skating around, and by the time they're off the ice, they'll be asleep, so I'll get even more sleep.
That's funny. So tell us what you do like this week. What have you done this week at Notre Dame? What's a normal week for
Yeah,
you?
yeah. And JP is the voice of Notre Dame sports. Does a lot of calling the games, and tell us what sports you do. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, so this year it's only going to be down to, I think, 4. I mean, I've got men's and women's soccer this year. I've got hockey and I've got softball. But in the past, I've done baseball, men's and women's tennis, subbed in a little for men's and women's swimming. Which
All right,
was
stop for a second.
absolute
They actually
treat.
have PA system
How
for
can
tennis.
what do
Yes.
you do in tennis?
All right.
There's a volley. He hits it over.
No,
he hits
no,
it back
no,
over.
No.
How do you do it?
So we'll announce, we'll do the introduction.
Oh, your
Like, hey,
starters and several different courts.
We'll do like, hey, welcome to wherever they're playing. It was used to be Courtney Tennis Center and the Eck Tennis Pavilion, but now with all the construction, who knows if they're going to play outside ever again. But it'd be like, here at tonight's, here's your doubles lineup, and 95% of the time you got some poor kid whose name I have to botch because they're from a foreign country and they've got 25,000 syllables and just about
no vowels.
that many consonants and 3 vowels. And it's like, how do you make this out of this? And then they play their doubles set, and then we go to the singles matches and announce the singles lineup, and that's it.
Yeah,
Out of
but
there.
so you don't broadcast the volleys,
No,
and it's here in the front court. No, it's a slam.
No.
No, it's out of bounds.
no. Why would anyone want me to do that?
I'm just asking.
They barely want me to announce. Why would anybody
All right.
want to hear me do the
All
play-by-play
right,
of
guys.
that?
Here, okay, we're going to start this show now, and I'm going to throw this question at you. Sam Darnold is blank. Sam Darnold is blank. Sam Darnold is blank.
I'm going to let you go first because it's your show.
Sam Darnold is blank, Pat.
It's pretty good.
Sam Darnold is what?
Retiring, hopefully.
Sam Darnold is what?
Going to the Super Bowl.
You're on the right track there. Sam Darnold is what?
Has a better looking wife than I'll ever have.
Sam Darnold is what?
Rich.
Sam Darnold is. the
Wait a minute.
first-
Don't I get it? Don't I get it?
You get one more. One more. Sam Darnold is what?
First quarterback from Oklahoma to go to the Super Bowl?
Sam Darnold is the first quarterback from Southern California, USC,
Oh,
to start
USC.
in a Super Bowl.
Hey, at least I was in the right
Start.
category.
You think about Southern Cal football, right? The legendary players that they've had. The first quarterback from Southern Cal to start in a Super Bowl.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Can I chime in?
I say, did Liner
Sure, you
not
say
make
whatever you want
Super
to.
Bowl?
Can I
No.
chime in?
Yeah.
Who cares?
You beat
Who
me
cares
to
about
it.
SC? I'm just saying. Who cares about Southern Cal football?
Who cares about Southern Cal?
We are.
no,
Excuse me.
this
We are what? 2.5 miles, 3 miles from the greatest college football program in the country.
I thought you were
Forget
I
Alabama.
thought you were going to talk about the wrestling capital of the world, the Al Smith Wrestling Meet,
Jesus H.
in
Christ.
which Vinny,
That's Iowa State.
on which Vinny Freeman got into it with another coach, and
Allegedly.
allegedly Marcus
Let's not-
pushed somebody, but Marcus didn't push anybody. And if you saw the video, you would know that. But that's called trivia, JP.
Oh, I know.
I didn't know you guys moved your show to Columbus, Ohio.
Oh.
Yeah. First quarterback from Southern Cal to ever start a Super Bowl.
All right, Scott, how many Ohio State quarterbacks have been in the Super Bowl?
Ooh.
Not a clue.
I don't either. I just brought that up. How many Notre Dame quarterbacks have been in the Super
How
Bowl?
about Joe
Let's
Montana?
see. Montana.
One.
How about Joe Theismann
Theismann.
There's
with the
two.
Redskins? How about Daryl LaMonica from the old Oakland Raiders? There's 3.
Wow, you're really
well,
showing your
stop.
age.
Wait, a minute. Which Super Bowl was he in?
I got no idea.
I think he had retired. Was he the quarterback for number 2? All right. That was
there
that,
you go.
That would have been his only
That's our
chance.
fact checker, Kenny Peterson.
Kenny Peterson.
The only
Daryl
reason why Heck knows that one is
Daryl
because he was
LaMonica.
there. He
Joe
was at the Super
Theismann,
Bowl
He
game.
was one of
Joe
the ball boys.
Theismann.
He was a ball boy.
Joe Montana.
He ran on the field and got the
Who
tee and
else?
came back.
All right.
Who else, Kenny? In Super Bowl. Joe Montana,
That's 3. That's 3.
Joe Theismann.
But Daryl LaMonica
Daryl
would have been the
LaMonica.
stumper.
Daryl LaMonica was before Jim Plunkett. George Blanda, Daryl LaMonica in that era.
LJ Carr is going to be the 4th one.
Well, I hope
The
so.
only one from Ohio State, if you want to maybe count him, would be Joe Burrow.
Okay.
That's
No,
a technicality.
you can't
Get rid
say
of that.
I mean, he does have a degree from there, so
Yeah, but
I understand.
He
Yep.
made his bones at LSU.
All right. Hey,
hey, that's why I said if you want to count it,
all right.
you don't have to count it.
Enough of that. Let's
I like this trivia stuff.
you
We
like
need
that?
more of it.
Well, here's our next topic. G League players playing college basketball. I'm totally against it right now.
Well, give us some facts on this. I'd like to hear some facts.
Well,
What are you
here's
talking about,
the
G-League?
most recent one. It involves Alabama. And Scott, you can chime in on some of this too. Charles Bediako just got eligible this week. How'd I
That's
do?
pretty good.
How'd I do on that?
That's a pretty good
That was-
pronunciation.
that was
Maybe you should take my job.
that was a stretch. If you remember, I was the one waiting on you at some of the college games we did. What was that one game we did? My gosh, they had 7 guys from a different country.
That was the United Nations of college
yeah,
basketball. in my opinion.
Lawrence Tech
Yes.
IUSB game.
And I'll
they-
tell you what, they nailed just as many threes as they had syllables in their names.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I think they nailed 21 3-pointers. They had 21 syllables.
Hey, fact,
in their
Kenny,
last
fact
names.
check that. Kenny's
That's
our
pretty
fact
good.
checker.
But the
Nothing. Just messing.
but
So-
right now you've got Baylor, Alabama, Louisville, and BYU have players that signed pro contracts, played in either the G League or one fella from Baylor, James is it NJ? It's NNAJE, signed with the Pistons.
NJ, yes.
Okay, signed with the Pistons, entered up in the G League.
Okay.
Now he's playing for Baylor. They're
All right,
going. So my I guess my whole thing is once you sign pro contract, forever and ever, you're a pro.
Forever in blue jeans?
Now what's happened is
Neil
because
Diamond?
if you think yes, if you think Sweet Caroline to you too, yeah. If the
Yeah, but okay.
the
Back up for a
the
second.
G League is killing them because what's happening, you've got high school guys that aren't going to college, they're jumping to the G League. So they're college age.
Yeah, but they're getting paid.
Exactly.
But that's going to change now
Or are
because
they in college?
and NIL is coming down to the high school. It's coming down the pike here. But okay, who made the ruling that these cats could now play back in college? Was it the NCAA? Was there an injunction filed? Was it? I mean,
I think
the
it's all,
G League
it's all the
itself.
above. I think it's all. Each one
So we
has
don't
its own.
know.
Eddie Occo at Alabama sued the NCAA for eligibility, and he won.
Well, you know what the NCAA stands for now. Now can't authorize anything.
That's
I mean, that's what it stands for.
that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's-
like all the ADs claim that there's NIL caps, but there's nobody who enforce it. So really, they have no NIL.
that 20
caps.
that $20.5 million cap per school.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to ask,
Yeah,
if-
we're all the people that gave
my
Ohio
opinion.
State crap 2 years ago about their $20 million roster.
Exactly. You are exactly right.
now it's a high school roster in the state of Texas. But let me ask you this question: if you're going to ask me if or what my opinion of that is, I'm going to tell you it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Once a young man signs a pro contract, now it's different. It's different if you take it from this angle. It's different if you declare for the NFL draft and then you pull out of it, or the NBA draft. I'm going to go to the NBA draft. I'm going to go to Portsmouth. I'm going to go work out for NBA coaches, blah, blah, blah. And then you decide, I don't think I'm good enough. I need to go back to college. I'm cool with that.
Mhm.
You haven't signed any contract. It was a verbal agreement, but there's no contract. There's no money changing hands. But I don't even think the money changing hands today has anything to do with it because money's running rampant. And if you don't think money's running rampant, the Los Angeles Dodgers are printing money. They're printing money. They just signed Kyle Tucker, 4 years, $240 million or $60 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
They're
We'll get to
printing.
that in a minute.
That's another topic. We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's a
get
whole nother subject.
Louisville. London Johnson, 3 years in the G League, played for that G League, that Ignite team. It's a pro. They're pros,
I'm
and
with Heck on-
he's now playing for Louisville.
I'm with Heck on this one. If you sign a contract and you're getting paid to be a professional ball player, and let's put some emphasis on professional. I don't care what sport you're playing. You can't go back to college. If you want to go back to college and get your degree, I'm all for that. Like if Jeremiah Love, well, I'll use him as an example. If Jeremiah Love forewent like he's doing, and all the power to him, he's got the right to do that. If he signs with, I'll throw the New York Jets out there.
Okay.
He signs with the Jets. He can't come back here and collect money from the Jets and play college football. If he wants to come back here and get his degree, I am all for that. But I'm sorry, you sign your contract, you sign your pro contract. I don't care if it's with the Lakers or a team overseas or a G League team, and all of a sudden you're allowed to come back into college. The NCAA in college basketball especially is becoming a laughing stock because of that.
Well, there's no power in the NCAA anymore. Hey, do we have Joey Luce on by any chance, Scott?
No, he still hasn't joined.
Okay, you got his number there because when I sent you the text, can you give him a buzz and see if he's having a problem? The great
Yep.
Joey Luce, his story is so freaking interesting and coaching
Oh, sure.
and where he's been and how he's got to where he is. But no, I don't think there's any question. There are no more rules. There are no more the portal, the NIL, the money. It's running rampant. Blue chips
Don't start.
had it right. I
Don't
mean,
start.
Neon, what kind of car you want?
I know. Don't start.
Ricky, can I get you a tractor? Ricky? But now,
Because the Rubicon that people used to cross was signing
real.
an agent, and now everybody's getting paid. So
All right, well, let
everybody
me
has an agent.
Let's just look into the crystal ball. Hockey. You got a guy after 2 years decides he wants to turn pro. He goes to training camp and finds out he's not where he doesn't make the team somehow, or they send him to the gets a minor league contract.
Mhm.
Does he what's going to keep him from coming back saying, hey, can I come back and play?
No, they don't allow that. They
Not
don't allow
yet.
that. Now,
Not yet.
Not yet, but they
Not
will.
yet. Not yet.
If they're allowing it in basketball, they will certainly start allowing it
Now,
in any
here's
sport.
one of the interesting things. I've coached a lot of summer programs, and one of my kids in particular, he was drafted. I won't give his name out, but he was drafted into the NHL. And when you're drafted, you get 3 years, and that team has your rights for 3 years.
And you also get paid.
No, you don't. As soon as you sign the contract, you forego any NCAA eligibility you have remaining. So if you're the GM of the Blackhawks, you draft me tomorrow, and I have a full ride scholarship to, we'll say, Penn State, and I sign on that dotted line, I forfeit my scholarship to Penn State.
Sure, that's how it should be.
That's how.
And you are not allowed to come back to college.
All right.
That's how it was.
right.
That's how it should be.
But we'll do that same scenario if you're the Blackhawks GM and I go to Penn State and I play for 3 years. And after the conclusion of my 3 years, you now have 30 days to sign me. If you fail to do that, you lose my rights and I can be picked up by any team.
Any team.
Or I can say, you know what? I don't want to go to the NHL. And we've had, there have been plenty of kids who have done that. They're like, I'm having way too much fun at college with my boys, and I'm going to play my fourth year.
All right. So take all that out of there. What's the NIL situation in hockey? How much money are hockey players making?
Well, the most
Through NIL.
the most famous one that we've heard this year, there's a young man by the name of Gavin McKenna. He is going to be the number 1 draft pick
Okay.
this coming year. Now,
What's he making?
I'm going. I can't for 100% certain
give me
say
a
this, but
ballpark.
I'll give you the ballpark figure, and the ballpark figure was $700,000
Okay.
to go play at Penn State.
How much does a full set of teeth cost?
I would.
How much do dentures cost?
What's the market?
I don't know.
rate?
I don't know. I didn't date a dentist. I dated everybody else. I dated an anesthesiologist. I dated a
Dear.
No, I'm
bone
just saying
specialist. I
because of
dated an
hockey, because of
oncologist.
hockey.
Right.
And so who did Bill Belichick date? Bill Belichick, 73 years old.
Oh, here we go.
He's got a chick that's 24.
You're just jealous.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Here's what I'm going to tell
Not
you.
in the Hall of Fame.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I believe this 100%. I believe there are 2 things, well, really 3 things that have kept. And should Bill Belichick have been a first ballot Hall of Famer? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh, sure.
Without question. 6 Super Bowls, 2 as an assistant coach with the Giants. That's 8, 9 conference championships. Sure, he should have been a first-time Hall of Famer. Every one of his players have said that. Other coaches around the league have said that. And here are 3 things that I think that kept him out. Spygate.
Okay.
When he had he filmed the other team's sideline. He had somebody filming the other team's sideline so they could maybe try and get their signals. Deflategate, when Tom Brady had the footballs deflated against the Colts, and then flaunting a 24-year-old chick on his arm. Now, should that have anything to do with it? Probably not. But the fact that she's making decisions for him relative to his position at the University of North Carolina as the head football coach, I mean, I would say probably that had something to do with how people view him now. Shouldn't, should it?
Shouldn't. It kind of reminds me of the Pete Rose situation. Pete Rose, the player.
Pete Rose broke a law.
Pete Rose as a player, he's a Hall of Famer. Pete Rose after being a player, that's the issue. Well, it's the same thing here with Belichick. It's all basically off the field stuff.
I'll just say this: the Hall of Fame is for football people.
Yep.
Heaven is for what they've done outside of the football realm.
Good point.
Okay. This guy coached pretty much everywhere but the Bears and the Saints. Okay. He's won 8 Super Bowls.
He's won 333 games,
Second to Don
178
Shula,
losses.
if I'm not correct, if
Don
I'm not
Shula won
mistaken.
347. He's got 333. No, his football credentials is what you're referring to.
Exactly. I think he
Should be there.
He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's won, like I said, he won 8 Super Bowls. He coached everywhere. He coached if you could still have a job after coaching the Browns, you deserve at least some kind of recognition.
Well,
And the Browns suck.
That's a whole nother
can you
topic.
tell us what you really think? Because we try and be.
How much time do you have?
We try and on this show we try and not take sides. Okay, tell us what you really think.
Well, let me tell you something. I root for a team not in this area, and my team sucks. And I'll
Who's your team?
New Orleans.
Why would you do that? The Chicago Bears are 90 minutes away. The Colts are, I don't know.
And they might be closer here in another couple
Yeah.
of years.
Yeah, the Gary
Never
Bears,
know.
man. The Gary Bears. But anyway,
That's
I
funny.
just think
I like the Saints because they're in the French Quarter, and
There you go.
that's
That's
my heritage.
That's
I
the
got
heritage.
it. I got it. But anyway, they I mean,
He's classic.
Very.
Bill
He's got some
Polian.
good one-liners.
Bill Polian, I mean, there was a lot of talk that Bill Polian came out and
Do a who
and
day.
said that I don't want him in on the first ballot, and he just came out today and said, no, I never said that. I voted for him to be in. But there's a lot of stuff going on with the voting for the National Football League Hall of Fame. And should that have happened? Absolutely not. Do we agree with that?
Sounds good to me.
Can I
You can
chime in?
Chime in on that.
I look at it the same way as I look at the voting for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
But you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't, because if you're going to come out and say, and I probably shouldn't presume that you're going to say this,
Okay.
and that's my bad.
You could try.
That you are going to say something relative to the drug era,
No.
the PED era,
No.
Pete Rose, or anything like that.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to think. Was it Rivera that almost got a unanimous vote?
He didn't. It was one vote.
It was one
short.
vote short.
Mariano
wanted
To be
Rivera.
quite honest, I have not seen who got in. All
I
I've
wanna know-
heard is the talk about who didn't.
Well, I know Beltran got in, and I know Jeff Kent's going in. I know Andrew Jones. Andrew Jones, by the way, is they're all deserving. Beltran, definitely. Andrew Jones was a phenomenal player. Jeff Kent, I think, when I think of National League second baseman, I think of him and Sandberg. And that's my list. And maybe Chase Utley. But for whoever didn't vote for Mariano Rivera, I really want to know what was in his cocktail when he was filling out his ballot, because that dude's a moron.
Yeah, no.
How do you not?
He's the greatest relief pitcher in postseason history.
He's the greatest relief pitcher, period. I mean, I don't know who else you would put ahead of him. You certainly can't put Lee Arthur Smith ahead of him. You can't put Billy Wagner ahead of him. He's the best relief pitcher. You can't put Goose Gossage ahead of him. He's the best pitcher in MLB history.
How about Bruce Sutter?
You can't put him ahead of him. No, because when you think you can put Bruce Sutter ahead of him,
I'm just asking. I didn't say I was going to put him.
no. When you think you're going to put Bruce Sutter ahead of him, just pull up the Sandberg game. Just pull up the Sandberg game when Sandberg took Bruce Sutter deep, not once but twice, and that put the late great Ryan Sandberg on the national stage. But and there's no question he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely, and I
But
100%.
here's a question.
I 100% agree with the comment that Q Harlan had put on here, that he coached. He deserved a second chance. Absolutely, you are absolutely 100% right.
Q made a point to us here. He says that Belichick coached the original Browns before they moved to Baltimore.
Absolutely,
Yeah, and
they were pretty good.
they were
the
really
new
good.
Browns suck.
Yeah,
They were really good, man. Jim Brown.
the old Browns,
Yeah.
which are now the Ravens.
So what famously did Paul Brown say about? I mean, and he was the owner of the Browns, Paul Brown. What famously did he say when Jim Brown would score a touchdown, or Paul Hornung would score a touchdown, or some of these young guys score a touchdown today? What did Paul Brown say?
I don't remember that one.
Act like you've been there, son.
Oh, is he the one that came up with that line?
Act like you've been there. Don't be
That's
going crazy and
very functional.
act like you've been there. Jim Brown scored a touchdown. Here you go, sir. Here's the ball.
Exactly.
Paul Hornung scored a touchdown. Here you go.
Don't
sir.
need any dances or celebrations.
Walter Payton scored a touchdown. Here you go.
I agree.
I don't think anybody from the Saints have ever scored a touchdown, so I don't know what to say to you. But I'm just saying.
Hey, we've been talking about scandals and stuff. Let's jump to college.
That really makes me feel good,
Yeah.
knowing that my teams can't score a touchdown. Thanks, buddy.
Can I add a thing about Mariano Rivera?
Fire.
Because I didn't know this, because I thought there was one voter that didn't vote for him.
I think that
But-
dude is high. Let me tell you.
No,
That guy that didn't vote for Rivera, I think he should have his Hall of Fame
make it perfect.
voting revoked.
He didn't vote in the negative. He abstained.
Aha.
There you go.
I don't think you're not allowed
By
to
the
do
way,
It
this.
was
Was it
Bill
his brother?
Below, a writer for the Telegram and Gazette in Worcester, Mass., said he didn't think relievers like Rivera deserved Hall of Fame status.
He's
and
just
just
pissed because
abstained.
he has more rings than the Red Sox.
Yeah, 'cause
and
he's
I'm a
a-
Red Sox fan,
He
and I'm
covers the
saying
Red
that.
Sox.
Well, no, he's mad because Dennis Eckersley didn't get in as a reliever.
I suppose.
Hey,
He's probably still mad about the Babe
Say
Ruth
hi to
trade.
you. Monica said to say hi to you.
Well, hi to Monica.
She just texted me, said, please tell JP I said hi.
It's always nice.
There you
to
go.
Here. Let me go another direction now that you guys are kind of got your
Can we-
feathers ruffled.
Okay. Can we take a timeout, do some commercials here? I'll try and find Joe, and then we'll come back and talk to your stuff.
Scott, we're waiting on you. Thanks. We'll take a break.
Looking to get your driver's license? Frick's Driving School in Mishawaka makes it easy with the Indiana State Driving Exam in-house for just $65. No formal driver's education is required. If you're 16 years and 270 days old, which is like 9 months, and have held an Indiana learner's permit for at least 180 days, which is like 6 months, you're eligible. Frick's provides the vehicle. All you need to do is bring a ride to and from the office. The exam only takes about 20 minutes, and you can walk out with your official Indiana driver's license. To schedule, call 574-256-0650 or visit fricksdrivered.com.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Hahn Funeral Homes, located at 505 West 8th Street in Mishawaka, continues a proud tradition built on one promise of family serving families. With deep roots in the community, Hahn Funeral Homes offers traditional burial, cremation services, and now pet cremation options, providing compassionate care for every member of the family. Families in Mishawaka have long trusted Hahn's to guide them with dignity, understanding, and personal attention through life's most difficult moments. For more information, visit them online at hahnfuneralhomes.com or call 574-255-1474. Hahn Funeral Homes, a family serving families. Thinking about retirement, Harbor Group Planned Wealth helps you answer the big questions like when to draw Social Security, how to manage investment risk, and what health insurance might cost. Wondering if you can earn part-time income after 62 without losing benefits, or if retiring could actually feel like getting a raise. They've got answers and a plan to guide you. Call the Harbor Group at 765-393-1074 or visit harborgroup.com. That's harborgroup.com. Back with more Coach's Corner with Heck and King. Thanks as always to the Black Sedan Band for the music coming in and out of these breaks. If you're interested in booking them, they do travel. Head on over to blacksedanband.com and give a special shout out to their drummer, who happens to be Heck's brother. And now, here's more Heck and King.
Yeah, and the Black Sedan Band is really cool. They have a great singer. They play really, really good music. And every time that we take this break and we get to listen to the songs,
Sure.
it's really cool for me. We are back. Up to my right, the voice of Notre Dame athletics, JP Gilbert. To his right, the great Pat King. I am Ronnie Hecklinski from the Hood.
Northwest side. Is
Northwest
that
side.
a left pants leg or a right pants leg?
Left,
I just checking.
west side.
Okay.
Northwest side is left pants leg.
Okay.
I mean, to say we were in gangs, we had our own gang.
Spanky and everybody else, right?
Me, Booty, my brother, Hoffy down the street. Ain't nobody messed with us. And then Coquillard or West Haven Park, they were the park like maybe 10 minutes away. They had guys running their courts, David Magley, Pat Magley. They ran those courts. We ran the Vorty courts. And every now and then we would head over there. Every now and then they would head over to our place. But everybody knew who was running the courts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was,
It was
really cool.
You knew who could call game and everything like that.
It was really cool. Speaking of really cool, Tuesday night,
Tuesday night we had a bunch of snow. We had snow days, so you and I got to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah, and we hung out at Notre Dame, watched Notre Dame play 17th ranked Virginia, probably for 36, 37 minutes of a regulation game. Notre Dame led the game.
Notre Dame had a good start. You know, they hit 5 or 6 threes in the first half. They were up 19 at one time. And I looked at you and I said, if UVA gets this under 10 by halftime, Notre Dame's in trouble.
And that's exactly what UVA did. UVA had really good size, couple of 7-footers. And to be ranked 17th in the country, Ryan Odom was their head coach. Ryan's father, Dave Odom, had been the head coach a long time ago at Wake Forest.
Sure.
So a lot of basketball blood there. And Notre Dame, just looking in Micah Shrewsbury's era or his tenure to beat a ranked opponent.
That would have been a big win.
At Notre Dame.
Yes.
At Notre Dame. And so, a little bit about the game, man. I mean, the first half, Notre Dame shot the ball well. And you likened that to a game that you had coached in.
I did, didn't I?
And you told me the story, and you told relay what you said to your assistant coach.
When I was coaching in Southern Indiana, I had a game when I was at Madison. We were playing Columbus North, believe it or not, and big schools, and it was a home game, and we'd hit 7 threes in the first half. We're up 7, and Columbus North was in the top 10 at that time. You know, they're in the same conference.
Josh Spidell, who went to Vermont.
Yeah, Spidell. Matter of fact, we got a picture of you and him and are going up for rebound together.
Yeah, about dunked on him.
Yes, you
who
did.
won that match? Who won that match between you and Spidell? And this is probably before Spidell had the car accident, right?
Oh yeah, he did that
Yeah.
while he was in college.
Yeah,
he was an Indiana All-Star.
So you probably had a picture of Scott blocking out Spidell in a wheelchair, and Scott got the rebound.
Something like that.
Okay.
But
Hey, I've got your guess too.
okay, we're up 7. Well, Joey will like this story too.
Joey, what's shaking, baby?
What's up, Coach?
All right, man.
He's in the car.
Hey, listen to this story. All right.
So we're
Yeah,
playing,
I'm listening.
we're playing Columbus North, and they had 2 or 3 guys that were Indiana All-Stars. One couple of them went to St. Francis over in Fort Wayne later on, but we're up 7.
Dang it.
We're walking to the locker room at halftime, and I tell my assistant coach, I said, we're in trouble. He looks at me like, what? I go, we're in trouble. So we just hit 7 threes, and we're only up 7 points at the half. I said, we can't do this again. And sure enough, we ended up getting beat 15.
Yeah. So Joe, here's I think he left for a minute.
Yeah.
But
He must have dropped.
here's
We'll find him.
Here's what I want to say to that. And I think this is and I think, Scott, you'll love this, because I've said this for years. Dog shits early, don't shit late.
It's exactly right.
Guy comes out making 7 threes early.
Mhm.
He ain't making no 7 threes late.
Nope.
So it doesn't matter if you get down 19. It doesn't matter if you get down 20, as long as when the second half comes around, he ain't hitting those three.
Well, and Scott, you remember too, the other side of that, that same year in January, we go to Greensburg. Greensburg's undefeated. They're number 1 in the state in 3A. And we're down 21 in the third quarter and we make 10 threes in the second half, come back and beat them in overtime.
That was the next year.
Was that the next year? Okay, one was
Yeah.
junior year, one was senior
Hey,
year.
they all fall together now. You're 70 years
I'm
old now,
old.
for God's sake.
Don't ruin my story. But the point was, we made 10 threes in the second half.
Yeah. So, Joe, I don't know if you heard my statement, but I think this is a really true statement. Dog shits early, don't shit late, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, someone comes out on fire, they ain't on fire late. Anyway, we have the great Joe Luce with us here for a few minutes. Joe, a great high school player at Wapahani High School. I started my career at Wapahani. Joe was maybe in the junior highs. I used to do, would tag along, would chase balls down at the games for our shooters. And then he ended up having a great career at Wapahani, played with the great Matt Painter, who played at Delta at that time. And Joe and Matt Painter became lifelong friends. Joe went on then to play college baseball at Purdue. Was a really, really good baseball player. Could you hit the curveball? That's the main question. Could you hit the spinner?
If it was dropping, if I couldn't hit a slider.
You couldn't.
No, but if they threw that Uncle Charlie where it went and dove down, I could hit that. And
Hit in the back of the
could
box.
throw it, and you could throw it 95, 96 miles an hour. I could hit that. But if that thing was a slider, I was out. I couldn't hit it.
Hey, you could play for the South Bend Cubs next year. We could use some hitting.
Well, I got two artificial knees, and I'm about 40 pounds overweight, so I don't know if I can do it.
Hey, it doesn't matter as long as you can hit the ball. We don't care. We don't care if you're a bionic man.
Get him to first.
Man, I could probably get a bunt down. I don't know if I could hit anymore.
Yeah, but you get the bunt down, but you couldn't run the first. Come on, man. Hey, so here's his career. A great high school basketball coach in the state of Indiana. Just great. 404 wins against 170 losses. So my thing was always double up whatever you had losses. So you got 170. If you had 340 wins, to me, that's amazing. You got 404 wins. 3 years at Fountain Central as the head coach, 2 years at Benton Central as the head coach. Now, here's the kicker. How do you go from Fountain Central to Benton Central to be the head coach at Marion High School? Marion High School. Tell me how you did that, man.
They hired a new athletic director the year before I got there. His name was Rocky Kent. Rocky was a unbelievable coach at what's now Indiana Wesleyan. He went to Oklahoma Wesleyan, had some really big success, and then retired, and they brought him back. And he was just adamant about hiring somebody that was going to be a program builder, that was going to do stuff with the little kids at junior high. And that's me. I have a lot of schools on my resume, and after Fountain Central, to be honest with you, people have just called me and wanted me to come to try to get things going. And at Marion, and Coach, you remember this, you helped too. You were a part of that too. And the other part was Matt Painter is one of my best friends. When he got the Purdue job and I was at Benton Central, they'd fly him into the airport. I'd pick him up. He'd stay at my house. He'd go to Tommy's T-ball games with me. Then he'd go interview. He did that 3 times. And then when he got the job, probably 2 weeks later is when I got serious in the Marion thing. And he made a call and said, hey, because Rocky was really, really scared about me getting it because I hadn't coached any diversity. I hadn't won a sectional yet. And Paint basically talked him through what he needed to say and said, if you get Joe, in front of people, he'll explain his situation. And Rocky hired me. and we were 11-11 the first year. They voted to fire me. And it voted to fire me. 5-2 vote. I kept my job. And then I really ran into a bunch of good players with Julius Mays, Scott Wood, Jay Edwards Jr., Gerard McCollum. I could go on. And we were 15-6 my second year there. Went out to eat. We got beat on Friday. Lamar Lee, you remember him? Played at McCutcheon.
I do, yes.
Hit a last-second shot against us. Jay didn't switch on a pick and roll. We were switching late, and a kid buried one from the elbow. We got beat 2. I went out to take my family out Saturday afternoon. You remember the Ice House in Marion?
Absolutely love the Ice House in Marion.
The Ice House, the Ice Man, Steve Roseley, he was the man. And so I'm standing. It's kind of like Applebee's. I'm standing in line, and it's me and Amy, my wife, and we had all 4 of our kids. And Ice comes out and he says, "Hey, Coach," he said, "people eat and drink in Marion when the Giants win." And he said, "You didn't win last night." He said, "I would suggest you go home and order a pizza." So that's what we did. And I got 100 Marion stories, but that's one of my favorites.
That's a classic story. Well, I got one kind of like that. My first year at Anderson, man. I'm just trying to teach those guys how to be tough. And you know this, and Pat knows this, trying to teach kids how to be tough. And I don't know, it's maybe our 3rd or 4th game. We're playing Cathedral. And Howard Renner is the head coach at Cathedral. Those guys are mean. They were good. And I'm going into that game thinking, man, we're going to get beat 30 here, man. This is crazy. Well, at the end of the game, we win the game 32-31.
That's awesome.
No, I mean, just a slugfest. And I thought there is no way that team could ever exist in that kind of a game. I was so freaking proud of my guys. I'm walking off the court at the Wigwam. The freaking fans at the Wigwam are booing us. 32, they're hollering, 32 points. That's all you can freaking score, blah, blah, blah. I'm wanting to give them the finger and just say, forget you guys, man.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. But it's the same kind of moment you just had.
Yeah. You know, I learned a lot from you because you were at Anderson. We talked a lot. Well, the first year, we about got you, and we shouldn't have. And then won a couple after that. I don't know. I know you remember, but we were at the Wigwam, and I was belly aching to the refs. You, of course, were guiding them with their decision making, and I said something to you, and a true story. You walked all the way over to my bench, and you said, "Joey, you need to shut your mouth, or I'm gonna kick your." And you said, "I'm gonna kick your ass." And I said, "Hey,
right
Coach,
there,
man, I'm sorry."
Kick your ass right there.
I said, "Coach, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And the handshake line, you reminded me again. If you come to the Wigwam, keep your mouth shut. Coach your own team. I said, "All right."
That is the truest of all stories. But you had left Marion. You took Marion to a state championship game, get beat at the buzzer, and you stay at Marion for 5 years. And then you go to Richmond. And Richmond, again, North Central Conference, Chad Bozer, your good buddy, hires you at Richmond, pays you big time. And that's when you were at Richmond. And I said, I walk over to you, and the game's kind of going on still. I mean, the refs are there. I say, Joey, if you say another word about me, I'm beating your ass right in front of everybody at the Wigwam.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll never forget that. And you kind of looked at me like you just go like, this man's crazy, man. I better not say another word, man. We had great battles, man. Come on.
I already thought you were crazy from the days that I was in 6th and 7th grade and went to your practices. And Robbie knew was a great player for you, and but he didn't ever want to guard. and you would just rake him over the coals. And I watched some stuff that I won't repeat, but I mean, you got after him. You were a fireball. I knew you were crazy a long time before that Anderson deal.
Yeah, well, and then you stay at Richmond. You win a ton of games at Richmond. The Richmond Red Devils. I was the JV coach about 20 years earlier at Richmond, so I know everything about Richmond. I know how tough that job is. And then you take the job at Jeffersonville. Tim LaGrange gets a hold of you. Tim LaGrange is from Jasper, and I know Tim. He gets a hold of you, and you go down to Jeffersonville, and you're talking about Marion, Richmond, Jeffersonville, three
Big time
programs in the state of Indiana ever. Which one? So which one out of those three was probably the coolest that you did?
I mean, I'm proud of all my teams that I had at those three schools, and I still am in contact with a lot of my players. They won 3 games a year before we got to Marion, won 7 games a year before I got to Richmond, and won 7 games a year before I got to Jeffersonville, and we were able to turn it around pretty quick. There's no place like Marion, Indiana, as far as the expectations that I had, the out of basketball, the stories I can tell you. I never coached a game in Marion that I had a driver, guy named Paul Sealer. He'd stick around. He'd drive me. We'd go, there's 3 bars, coach. We go to the first bar. There'd be about 10 people. I'd do my little song and dance. We go to the next one. Those 10 would follow us. There'd be about 15 at the next one. Then we'd end up at the mill. And at the mill, it was packed. Plus those 25 people were coming every game. And, it was the stuff like that was
it's a
crazy.
way of life. It's a way of life in those communities, and especially in the North Central Conference, it's just a way of life. And then you step away a little bit. You go to Whitco. You get into administration for a few years, and anybody that has not been in those type of environments, they have no idea the toll it takes on you as a coach, the pressure. Everybody talks about pressure, and we all give that same line. Ain't nobody put more pressure on me than I put on myself. But that's
Absolutely.
not true. But that's not true, because there is innate pressure in every one of those stops, and then you take a little reset, right?
Yeah, and it was a good reset. My son Tommy was at Purdue. Unbelievable opportunity that Matt gave him. He walked on, and then he scholarshiped him for 3 years. Tommy scored a career 27 points, became a really fan favorite. Matt brought him back as a grad assistant. He was 3 years as a grad assistant. It's usually only 2. Zach Edey was going to leave and go to the NBA. They bumped his NIL money, and then Zach said, "I'm not going to stay." He said, "If Tommy's not here," because Tommy picked him up, took him to class, took him everywhere, and that Paint brought him back for a 3rd year. They went to the Final Four, and then Kent State hired him. Rob Senderhoff never had a losing season. Great coach. Was Calvin Sampson's assistant, Indiana, and hired Tommy. He's been at Kent State for 2 years. But I followed Purdue around. I went to games, went to practices. It was an amazing 3 years. I saw a lot of high school games, went to some Pacer stuff, and then I'm just chilling. And superintendent at Tippecanoe Valley, he approached me about coming and coaching there. And it was a little, it was more like the Fountain Central, Benton Central. It wasn't necessarily what I'd known, but I thought it was a challenge, and they had struggled a little bit. So we got that going and won 18, I think the first year, 17, and then I think we 20 the 3rd year. And it was a great experience, wonderful community. And again, I'm just hanging out, and Wawasee High School calls. I talked to their superintendent, school board president, and they made me a heck of a deal. And basically, they haven't won forever. and we're 12-4. Big game tomorrow against Concord, and the fans are really excited. It's a super environment. Again, you know this. I coach every play now. Every single play I got to coach. When I was at Richmond, Jeffersonville, and Marion, as long as I spaced them out, as long as I got them spaced out, it was cool, and they can make plays. We ain't making plays. We got to coach them every possession.
Well,
Coach in every position, that's for sure. Hey, Joey, I was going to mention, you're talking about Heck at the Wigwam. Have you ever seen the scores table set up where his coaching box is also part of the timeline?
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And the visitors coach's box it goes from out of bounds to maybe the volleyball line.
The whole place. When you go to the Wigwam, you basically are down 10 before you ever start, and the referees are excited because they're gonna meet coach somewhere to hang out after the game, and then he is the way it's set up. He has the whole sideline, and it was different.
He can go from the stage to half court.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, scheduling. You and I, when I was at Adams, the year after you were state runner-up at Marion, I think we opened up the next season, Thanksgiving weekend. We had won the sectional at Adams the previous year and thought we were pretty good with some young kids coming back. So for some odd reason, I agreed to come to Marion, and that was the night you guys raised the banner on the.
That's a hell of a move.
I think Scott Woods was still a senior, and Woods was still there anyway, and Darius Mays had just left, and he was back for.
Was that the Gordon Hayward state finals?
Yeah, thanks a lot for bringing that up, brother.
Okay.
Scott was like a seventh grader back then. So
yeah, it was like eighth grade.
Yeah, he was smart. He was a little smart, like middle school kid. And then you and I, when you were at Richmond, I was down at Madison. So you and I hung out. You and I hung out at some of those summer tournaments that we ended up bouncing around to.
Oh,
and those
Coach, I got some stories about you. I can't tell on this, but we were, we used to back in the day. You worked those college summer camps. That's how you made connections, met people.
Right.
And one of my great friends is named Scott Woods that I play, not Scotty Wood coach, but Scott Woods. And we were at Butler camp, and you were there, and you had one. I can't tell the line, but you had one of the best lines. And Woods and I talk about it all the time. But you referred to one of the players that you were coaching that he had something in his mouth, and it was funnier than heck. And I've never forgot it. It was the best line ever.
That's good. Well, I went to Butler, and I was there with Barry Collier, and I were teammates back in the old days. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was doing those day camps, and I think Thad Matta was like running the things back then. And that's where I met Matthew Graves. I think was working those things, and and Thad was, I think, in charge of them.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun, but you were a character. We enjoyed you.
Hey, listen. So, and obviously, I mean, at Wawasee now, just a great little gig for you. And when so you're talking about the North Central Conference down in Jeffersonville. I mean, coaching is coaching, isn't it? Are you enjoying it as much as you did when you were at the bigger schools?
I really do. It is a hungry community. It is a very they really have helped me there. They're appreciative of what we're doing, and it's been a blast. Now, if we lose, 7 of our next 9, it won't be much fun, but we've just done well, and they're very appreciative. The crowds are great. We have a deal on the balcony behind one of the baskets that they cater in dinner. You buy a table for $1,800 for the year. They cater in dinner. It's like a little suite up there. A lot of great stuff. Good people. I've had fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Hey, so, in my career, I've been really fortunate to have a lot of players that have gone into coaching. And, Joey Bradburn, Chris Benedict, Wayne Barker. Those are three guys from Wapahani, Scott Woods. All those guys are great, great coaches. They're all great guys, and they're really, really nice people. And you would agree with that, right?
Oh, they're the best. I idolized all of them growing up. Now Wayno sat down at the end of the bench, so I sat behind him and talked a lot when I was a ball boy. But the other two could really play. And no offense to Wayne, he was a hell of a coach. But those guys have helped me in my career. I still call them. I talk to them. Benedict's one of my best friends. Was in my wedding. I was in his. Those guys were fantastic, but they are great men, good husbands. I mean, great fathers, absolutely the best. And you didn't mention Robbie New. Robbie New coached it up too when he was at Cecina.
Yeah, he did. He did a great job.
He did a great job, and I absolutely love talking to him about basketball stuff. And I've just had a lot of great mentors. I mean, I'm not sucking up to you, Coach, but you've helped me a lot, talked to me a lot about stuff. And then Paul Keller was, who I played for. Coach Keller is still in my life, a great guy. I've had a lot of good guys. I've also had a lot of great assistant coaches that have went on to coach that I learned a lot from. And Sharon Wilkerson was my assistant at Jeffersonville. Just won a state title last year.
That's amazing.
I might have learned more from Sharon than I have anybody. He was fantastic. And Shane Burkhart at Bossy, just a great coach. I could go on and on. I've been really blessed with good players. I didn't screw them up, and I had a lot of great help, and I still do at Wawasee. I got a good staff.
Yeah, and my point was that all those coaches, because I didn't mention you, all those coaches, great guys, very respectful on the sideline. Of all the guys that I've had that ended up coaching more like me, and I always tell you this, you are the guy that coaches, and you're still coaching, obviously, that coach, almost like I did, just getting after people, just not worrying about what you say, just busting it up. And so I've always respected you because you are the one guy that has, stepped out there a little bit, right?
It's a mini me heck.
Hey, what a great way to.
Is that a compliment or not? That a compliment?
Well, no, it's a huge compliment. But stepping out there is a nice way to put it. I live by the rule though that if my guys don't care about me and realize I don't care about them and they don't trust me, I can't push them like I want to. So I try to always have a good locker room. I try to have a relationship with my kids, very similar to you, Coach, but I'm not afraid to push them to their level, where they need to be. And I am, if those Benedict and Wayne and Joey would say the same thing. I'm more like you than, I'm like them. I'm much more different than Coach Keller. And, I always have looked up to you, but, just a couple things. We have our pre-practice or pre-game. So before the game, we come in and my varsity guys work out for 30 minutes, and I've never seen anything like what you guys used to do. Like you got after them in your pregame stuff and really, really got them ready to play. I've always done that since I watched you do it when I got to Marion, and learned a lot from you. The idea that, you brought up how you guys won 32-31. Like I coached my guys at those three schools, like I was at Wapahani. Like we locked down. We played hard man-to-man. We were very, very disciplined in it. Now, when we played some teams we were better than, I sped them up and we did do some different stuff. But we were going to guard, and it really turned out. I look at some of these teams that I've played against with Tippecanoe Valley and with Wawasee, and we've beaten some bigger schools, some NCC schools, but they wanted to run and jump and trap and press. And I had some dudes that could break it and we'd get layups. And again, I learned from you because you guys guarded like nobody's business.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for pulling over on the side of the road. Please give your family, your mom and dad, my best wishes. Your mom and dad are the absolute best. They supported you and your brother. Your brother Matt is the head coach at Newcastle now. I mean, every time I go to one of your games, your dad and mom are there. I'm sure they're at Newcastle all the time.
Oh, they are.
Just a great family from Selma, Indiana, and a couple of dudes that just wanted to coach and loved coaching. And you've done really, really well. I'm proud of you. And the one thing I want to tell you is I want to thank you for coming to my Hall of Fame induction. That was really cool that you got there and you were there, man.
Coach, you're the best, man. I learned a lot from you. I learned a lot from you.
Hey, I was just going to ask you real quick. I'm looking at your schedule coming up. You guys are, tied for first right now in that Northern Lakes.
Yeah.
You get through this weekend with Concord. You get to go to Northridge next Friday, don't you?
Yeah.
That game would be for first place at the time here, going into the early part of February. That's got to be fun, especially with Wawasee, because, like you said, in the past they've been at the bottom looking up.
Hey, sweet Lou LeFaber. Are you kidding me?
Lou had his moments there. But before Lou, it was hard times. I know some of those people over there.
Yeah.
Janae Hackelman is one of the PE teachers. She used to teach with me over at South Bend. Yeah, good lady. And I know Mishler. Those guys. Phil's a good guy too.
Hey, Mishler was a hell of a coach.
Yes, he was.
I'm not. He was really good and did a fabulous job. There hasn't been a lot of success. I tell my guys that, like, it's supposed to be fun in February and March. Like, we need to be winning championships. They've had so many seasons where they didn't win a game in the conference. I think it's 93 or something like that. It's the last time they won it. For us to even be in a situation we could do this, and I'm telling, like, Concord's a really good team, but we're gonna match up well with them. Northridge is outstanding, but like I've watched them, and I think there's some stuff we can do to compete in that. And if we could have that final game against Goshen where we could win it, that'd be really cool.
That'd be fun. Well, good luck to you.
Hey, be safe, man. Give my regards to everybody, and we'll keep watching your scores. You got no problem with Concord. I've seen Concord. You'll beat the hell out of Concord. You have a great player, Stephen Akasi, 6'7", went for 40 against Plymouth, 32 against Bethany Christian, and trust me, during my career, I've driven 300 miles to play a Bethany Christian, man, to get a tomato can on the schedule, man. Trust me. I think it's great. They played really hard. But when that was a game that I wasn't going to drop this year. Yeah. No. He's got career.
Hopefully we can keep playing well. Steven's a really good player. He's done a great job, gotten better, and we're going to be okay. I'm actually, Coach, I'm on my way to Newcastle is where I'm going. And my nieces are twins and it's senior night. They're playing. So I'm running down there to see Mom and Dad and Matt and Marie, his wife, and watch the girls. So I'm excited.
All right. Be safe on the road, man. Thanks for taking a couple minutes, Joe.
You still there?
Peace. Yep. Peace, man. Love you. All right, that is the great Joey Luce. And when you're talking about Indiana high school basketball, to look at where he started, where he was in the middle of his career, and then where he's kind of wrapping it up now, I think it's an amazing journey, man.
Oh yeah, he started.
Have you guys ever gotten loose with Tommy Luce?
He was one of your favorites, wasn't he?
Oh, everybody loved Tommy Luce.
Tommy, yeah.
Have you never watched these Get Loose with Tommy Luce? Like the 80s style, like who's the fitness, the gay fitness dude that just died a couple years ago?
Richard Simmons.
Yeah, Richard Simmons.
Now you're gonna have to show us this one.
Welcome to another episode of Getting Loose with me, Tommy Loose. Today's special guest is the OG walk-on Bobby Riddell. You're my idol, man.
Bobby
I just wanted to
Buckets.
be like you when I grew up, and here you are. I got the same headband. Are you ready to go? Great, let's do it. First, we're going to start with some dribbling stretches. All right, we're going to start by having our feet shoulder width apart, left hand's on our hip, and we're going to start dribbling. All right, we're going to take our dribbles down to the floor. Nice. Now bring them all the way back, lean back. Look at Bobby, he's got it. All right, everybody, relax. Let's shake it out.
That's
All
actually
right,
pretty
now
cool.
we're gonna do
That's actually
and
really
Bob-
cool,
and
man.
Bobby Riddell does radio with Rob Blackman.
Yeah, Getting Loose with Tommy Loose. That's really cool. Hey, so we didn't finish our Notre Dame deal. Joe came on with 19 seconds left. Notre Dame's up 85-82 against Virginia. 19.2 seconds, and the book says, man, foul, so they can't get a 3-pointer off. But when you're talking to Micah Shrewsbury about that, he does. He believes in that.
Mm-hmm.
But against Cal, they fouled a little bit too late. The kid got the shot off, made the shot, and then got the 4-point play to lose the game.
Right.
2 years before that, they played North Carolina. It's the same deal. They're up 3. Micah believes in fouling, so they foul a little bit too late. The guy's in the air, makes the shot, makes the free throw. I mean, they got North Carolina beat at home. So Micah says now, he says, I'm a little gun shy.
I guess.
In his post game, he said, I told him not to foul. And Virginia comes down.
And they had a
makes the
great
3.
chance because they had they were not passing. They were really, Virginia was not out of control, but they didn't have anything structured. They were begging for a shot. And the guy basically just shot it because he had to and made it.
Yeah.
He made a shot.
Yeah, and then it goes double overtime, and Virginia just a really, really, really good game. Cole Serta has 34 for Notre Dame.
Yes.
Jalen Harrelson has 20.
Had a quiet 20.
Yeah,
You and I kept talking, give him the ball. Give him the ball.
Yeah, he's a money guy, man.
Both teams were
money
switching.
guy.
Both teams were switching all 5. Both teams had fouled out. Every big man got fouled out.
Yeah.
Virginia had 2 very good 7-footers. They're both freshmen.
Yeah.
One was from Belgium, and I think the other was from Germany.
And then number 33 was a 7-footer that they brought in.
Was a fifth year guy.
Yeah, Virginia, number 17 in the
Did
country.
you watch a game?
I watched a little bit of it. I was unfortunately watching the Dayton game too. I wanted to see a team implode. I went over to watch the Dayton game. And I also watched George Washington in St. Louis.
Okay.
I'm more of an Atlantic 10 guy when it comes to basketball.
Interesting.
So
Well, my
He's a
parents,
real
he's a real
and that St. Louis was a good one too. Go ahead.
yeah, so what's the name of the guy that plays for St. Louis that came from Indiana State?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, no, what's his name?
No, I don't know the name. off the
Avila.
top of it. Avila.
Yeah, Robbie Avila.
Yep. They called him Kareem Abdul Avila or something.
Yeah.
But
Cream. CREAM.
Yeah. Okay.
George Washington was
Cream
just
'cause he was
dominating
white,
that
right?
game, and then all of a sudden St. Louis is going to make the tournament as whether they're an at-large team or a conference champion. But George Washington led that game by as many as 20, and on the road in St. Louis, which is a tough place to play, and that lead deteriorated quicker than my relationships.
What? So what's the name of their mascot? St. Louis what?
I know it.
Well, because I was also supposed to play hockey there, I would think I would know what it is.
What is it?
It's the Billikens.
St. Louis Billikens.
That's right.
The late great Rick Majerus ended his career coaching at St. Louis, and Jimmy Cruz was one of his assistants when Rick passed away, and literally Rick was coaching on chairs that were placed around the court. He had a bad heart, and towards the end, his energy level wasn't very good. And he ended up passing away, and they gave the job to Jimmy Cruz, and Jimmy kept that job then for a couple years after Rick had passed away.
Right, he sure did.
And the guy from Indiana State who had a great a great one and done deal at Indiana State with Robbie Avila and all those guys. He takes the job and takes those Indiana State guys with him.
Took them with him. That's right. And that's why St. Louis, it's kind of a Indiana State West, isn't it?
Yeah, and then IU.
How about IU Purdue the other night?
IU Purdue.
We were over at Notre Dame, got home in time to see the second half.
Yeah, Darian DeFries. Is he the next Kurt Signetti? I don't know. I don't think he's got enough players yet.
He still needs to get some more players. But you know what? First year, they're starting to come together. And you know,
do you guys want to hit the second break, because we still haven't done that?
Yes.
Before
Yeah. Hit the next break, then we'll come back.
Yeah.
Do some IU
We'll do that as a
IU
we'll do that as a tease. How about that?
Okay, beautiful.
Thinking about retirement? Harbor Group Planned Wealth helps you answer the big questions like when to draw Social Security, how to manage investment risk, and what health insurance might cost. Wondering if you can earn part-time income after 62 without losing benefits, or if retiring could actually feel like getting a raise? They've got answers and a plan to guide you. Call the Harbor Group at 765-393-1074 or visit harborgroup.com. That's harborgroup.com. Han Funeral Homes, located at 505 West 8th Street in Mishawaka, continues a proud tradition built on one promise of family serving families. With deep roots in the community, Han Funeral Homes offers traditional burial, cremation services, and now pet cremation options, providing compassionate care for every member of the family. Families in Mishawaka have long trusted Hans to guide them with dignity, understanding, and personal attention through life's most difficult moments. For more information, visit them online at hanfuneralhomes.com or call 574-255-1474. Han Funeral Homes, a family serving families.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Looking to hit the road with confidence? Frick's Driving School in Mishawaka has been helping drivers of all ages gain the skills they need for a lifetime of safe driving. With experienced, patient instructors, including our very own Pat King, and flexible scheduling options, Frick's makes learning to drive easy and stress-free. Whether you're a first-time driver or need a refresher like our own Ron Heklinski, Frick's has you covered. Plus, for just $65, they offer the state driving exam in-house. No need to go anywhere else. Visit fricksdrivered.com or you can call 574-256-0650 to get started today. Back again with more Coach's Corner. Shout out, as always, to the Black Sedan Band, now in their... Well, they've been with us since the start. We'll just say that. They do travel, so if you're interested in booking a great cover band, go to blacksedanband.com, or you can check them out on YouTube after you're done watching us, of course. Now here's more Heck and King.
Yeah, welcome back. We're on our last segment. Joe Luce was great talking to Joe. IU, just a huge win. So IU improves to 14-7, 5-5 in the league. Purdue 17-4, great year, but hasn't played well lately. Have they?
They've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 3 in a row right now. And just like we said the other night. Oh, before we do that, talk any more about that.
Our Frick's
I thought I was the graphics guy.
I found that. I got to do my Frick's Road Game of the Week. UVA. Virginia's going to be our road
Taking
team.
my job.
Oh, okay. You do it. Go ahead.
I had no idea you were that graphically inclined.
I hit a button.
That's okay.
That's
Got to
it.
start somewhere.
Virginia.
Keep doing what you were doing, but I'm very offended.
Oh, Virginia's our road team of the week. How's that?
So Monica
Sponsored by
says,
Frick's.
So Monica just texted me and she's saying, what's up with JP's, changing his gear?
You like the wardrobe?
What? Explain.
So I got to represent the 2 schools that are the most important to me.
Yeah, Lake State football.
So obviously Notre Dame is very important because, they sign my checks.
They signed some checks for you.
They do. Lake State, I went to school in the Upper Peninsula. where the weather outside is nothing.
Weather outside.
It's
Frightful.
Let me
This
tell you
is his
something.
best T-shirt weather, right?
Let me tell you something. This weather is not frightful. I got my start driving up in the UP where there was 3 times as much snow and ice as well. But this particular shirt was one of the first shirts that I saw when I walked on campus, and it says Lake State football undefeated since 1946.
They haven't lost a game since 1946.
We haven't lost a game since 1946. That was obviously when the school was built.
Jeez.
Is it because they haven't played any games?
You are exactly correct. Good for you, young man.
You're a detective.
Now, we are the only school in the Upper Peninsula without a football team.
Wow.
Northern Michigan has a football team. They play in what's called the Superior Dome.
That's Izzo country, isn't it?
It is. It's
Okay.
beautiful. It's beautiful. I've never seen grass in Marquette.
Oh, is that
I've never
right?
seen grass in Marquette. So
It's just white. Just everything's white.
everything is white.
Okay.
And the snow is left over from the year before. But
Thank you.
The people in Marquette, they call it the Uper Dome, which
Okay. Makes sense.
Upers, and Michigan Tech also has a team, and Michigan Tech, Lake State is 7 hours straight north of here.
7 hours.
7 hours straight north,
Okay.
and Michigan Tech is 6 hours straight west
Of that.
of Sault Ste. Marie, and they play on a grass field.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. And
How often do you see the grass?
like golf season.
Okay.
Maybe 3 hours
Okay.
a year.
Okay.
Maybe.
Understand.
But I mean, you've got to have some stones to go up and play there. I mean,
October or a November football game, right?
yeah.
Oh,
and
good.
you're limited to 1 round of golf a year, not because
That's just
that's
it.
a limit. That's just what Mother Nature will
Well, your
allow you to have.
season pass is going to be
Yeah.
pretty reasonable.
So, but they play in the same conference as Trinidad Chambliss's old school.
Oh yeah.
In
Ferris State.
In Ferris State, we also play with Grand Valley, and
Okay. So they get as far south as Grand Rapids.
oh yeah.
Grand
They-
Valley State, home of White Sox legend, hard throwing Matt Thornton.
That is correct.
There we go, man.
They are the
You guys are pulling some names out of here.
they're the
Hey, I'm just going to eat some pizza. You guys shout.
they're the evil Lakers.
The evil Lakers.
They are. I mean, every time Grand Valley would come up, we would do some stupid stuff.
Interesting.
But no, it's a great campus. Grand Valley is. I've got a bunch of friends that went there, and no, it was a great time. But this was one of the first shirts that I saw when I walked on campus, and my parents were like, "Well, we'll buy you anything you want out of the gift shop." And this shirt caught my eye. But there was also a yellow Hall of Fame jersey that we didn't wear so often, but it had Old English blue lettering on it, and I was like, "That's really cool. I want that."
There
jersey.
you go.
So I got the jersey, and then went on the website and found this shirt, and I was like, "You know what? I want that shirt."
There you go.
It just reminds me of
Reminds you of home.
it. Well,
Hey,
if I want to be reminded of home, I'll just stick my head outside.
No, it's 100%. Hey, college games, man. I mean, what do we got coming up?
Well, I was just going to.
Hey, can I ask you guys 2 questions then, or one
Sure.
question for 2 guys? So you kind of just briefly mentioned the Purdue IU game, and Purdue
Right.
now has lost 3 in a row,
Yes.
and they have not looked particularly interested in any of the games. They've played okay. I mean, they scored 82 against Illinois and lost because they decided they were going to switch every screen the entire game and let Keaton Wagler go for 50, basically.
Yeah.
For you two, in your coaching experience, how do you fire up a team that seems to have lost interest?
It's a good question because, you hear all these coaches talking about it's the player's job to get ready
And it's
for
a team full of seniors too.
How do you not be prepared for an IU Purdue game?
Well,
I think
it's very simple for me.
IU played one of their best games. I think that's no secret. And Purdue played. I don't think they played bad. They just didn't play well enough that particular night.
Well, and every team will go through periods in their season where either A, the other team just plays phenomenal against them, or B, maybe the coach didn't do a good job of getting his guys up for that particular game. And his thought process is going to be, I'm not going to get them up. I mean, they're 20, 22-year-old guys. They should get themselves up.
Yeah,
but I don't buy that.
And
I don't buy that at all. I think every coach has to, fire and brimstone. I mean, whatever you want to say. I mean, if my guys aren't playing well, and they didn't in the first half, a lot of scenarios. There's a lot of different deals with young kids. They're not grown men yet. They're, and maybe some of these teams that have 24, 25-year-old and NIL guys are, but some of these kids are 19, 20, 21 years old, and they're not grown yet. So at halftime, if my guys were disinterested, if my guys didn't act like they didn't want to play, I'd set them down. I'd say, fellas, if you don't want to play, I'll get 5 guys that want to play.
I agree. Now, Scott, you and I were talking
because it's always the hustle stats that they've been losing the last couple games. They can't rebound. They're turning the ball over like crazy.
They can't play defense. And let's one of the things you mentioned is Braden Smith chasing statistics right now, and he's trying to get these assist records. Combine that with Fletcher Lawyer can't throw it in the ocean right now, and is he getting phased out? Is he getting phased out?
Absolutely
with Meyer and Jack Benner? I mean, is Benner getting some of his minutes? Benner played 18 minutes the other night. Fletcher Lawyer played 32.
Yeah, so he's got to make some shots, man.
Pretty quick too.
Everybody goes through it. I mean, the other team's getting paid too.
Right.
The other team's getting paid. They're getting paid to make plays, and it's just a long season.
It's just,
and you got to bust them up every now and then.
If it was baseball season, it's August, is what it amounts to.
Yeah, it's the dog days, and so you got to bust them up, and you have to know how to do it, and there is an art to knowing how to do it. Talk to Tom Izzo.
I know. I agree.
I think a lot of the problem they had in Bloomington the other day too was they had just played a close game against Illinois and lost, and then they're like, all right, now you got to go on the road to your arch rival.
Get ready to go play down in Bloomington. Connor Enright for IU played all 40 minutes. Basically to anybody outside of Bloomington, he's a no-name. Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, but you know what I'd say? I'd say, listen, dude, you're getting paid $1 million. You're making $700,000. Get your ass on the court and compete. Or hey, I mean, you're going to give me some of that money back? I mean, you giving me $200,000 back because you can't compete?
You're starting to sound like Calipari.
I'm just saying.
How do you think it works for Tucker DeVries? Does he get an NIL package from his dad?
JP shaking his head.
Talk about Tom Izzo. What would Tom Izzo say? You think Tom Izzo would ever come up to his guys and say, hey, man, I know it's been a long season. Hey, whatever you think, blah, blah, blah. No, he'd get into them and rip them a new one. So, and you can't do that all the time.
Right.
But there are some scenarios where you just got to get in there and and you know your team. Matt Painter knows his team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you knew your team.
Right. You know who you can chew out.
I knew my team. I mean, you're coaching younger guys in hockey, and you know your guys. Sometimes.
You saying my younger guys don't need an ass chewing every now and then?
No. I'm saying you know them.
You know
so if that's what they need, then that's what you got to do.
I do.
Yeah. And there you go.
And to me, and Bob Knight said it the best. The best motivator for any kid is your ass on the bench. Bench will make a message to the ass.
Spine, yep.
Ass will somehow get that message to the brain. Brain will realize, oh, I'm not playing. So brain will go back to the ass and say, you need to remove my head from your ass and then get your ass up off the bench and actually play with some enthusiasm. Because if you don't, especially in a conference like the Big Ten, which is so good, to me, there are only 2 real good conferences in basketball. SEC maybe a third. But the Big Ten is...
And who's the other one?
You're getting ready to say A-10, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
No?
No,
how about the ACC?
I think the ACC is a tough conference as well.
Yeah.
And the Big 12 is also a good conference. I'm not going to slight them. But when you go through the Big Ten, that's a real season of college basketball.
Well, and I
Because
think
every team wants to kick your ass more than anything in the world. And especially if you can't get up for a rival, I don't care if you played 24 hours ago in a different time zone. You got to be ready to play every day. That's what you're on scholarship for, the last time I checked.
mhm.
I mean, forget about scholarship.
Oh, excuse me.
That's why
NIL.
you're making $500,000.
That's a good point.
Ain't no
Excuse me.
scholarship.
Well,
500 grand,
just
man.
the other night, Michigan survived. We were at the Notre Dame game like 3 minutes ago. They're down 4 or 5. They ended up winning. They beat Nebraska. That was Nebraska's first loss.
Yeah, and so when you say Michigan survived, it's not like it's not like the same Nebraska that's always been.
Yeah.
This team's undefeated.
They were undefeated until then. Nebraska.
I mean, Freddie Hoiberg.
They came into Ann Arbor unbeaten.
And you know what else is amazing to me? That pizza's amazing.
We're trying to get finished.
I just got a piece down.
All right. So Tuesday night, Michigan beats Nebraska. IU beats Purdue. Tonight, Washington and Illinois. Illinois, don't be surprised if Illinois is not a Final Four team. And Illinois plays tonight. The big game is Sunday, in my opinion, since there's no football this weekend. Illinois and Nebraska, Sunday afternoon. Go ahead and write that one down. They're on right after the Purdue-Maryland game on Sunday.
Where is that game at?
It's at Nebraska.
I'm taking Nebraska.
I think
Come to my house and help me paint, will you?
tomorrow.
Because that's what
How
I'm
about Nebraska having to play 2 top 5 games in the span of like a week or like 8 days?
I
Yeah.
totally agree. And well, Michigan, they played Nebraska Tuesday. Tomorrow night, Michigan State.
great game.
So that'll be a fun one tomorrow night for you people that are snowed in that have nothing to do and don't go to a high school game.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Adams and Penn.
I'm getting ready to say, let's
Adams is,
where are you,
10 in a row.
Where are you going tomorrow? Where are you going to be tomorrow?
I'm going to be at Penn, Adams and Penn.
Where are you going to be tomorrow?
I'm going to be at the Compton Family Ice Arena when Notre Dame plays Bowling Green.
I get to do Jimtown and Knox. I get to see Mr. Football in a basketball uniform.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
Take a picture with him.
I get to see.
I'm going to be with 3 junior PA announcers who, if you add up their ages, don't come close to mine.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
I'm actually looking. It's actually one of my favorite days of the year.
Is that right?
That it's called Next Gen Night, and we bring in kids from all the young lady that I had last year. I believe was from Cincinnati, Ohio,
Oh, boy.
and she got to follow me around and see what I do, and which isn't much. I sit on my ass and I talk to people,
Mhm.
much like what I'm doing right now. But it's a good time, and it's one of the more popular games of the season. I just wish we weren't playing Bowling Green. I wish we were playing, some Division II school. But hey, it'll be fun. So while you guys are actually warm and toasty in your basketball arenas, I'll be freezing my ass off at Compton.
Yeah, but Notre Dame's on a 10-game skid, right? Hockey-wise?
We were on a 10-game skid.
Oh, past
so
10.
So you beat somebody.
We did. We beat Ohio State.
Good. That's
Oh,
good.
excuse me. The Ohio State.
Let me ask
Only
you,
sport that Notre Dame can beat them in.
where is the where do you do your games at Compton?
So
Halfway up? Are you right on the ice?
I used to be on the ice. For the first 3 years, I was ice level, and then they decided to move me up in the press box.
Okay.
So I've got a damn good view.
Okay.
I like my view. It's across from the Notre Dame bench. It's, like I said, up in the press box, first level, and I time it. The big thing is, the announcers yell, "Here come the Irish," which I think is fine. I'm cool with it. I've done it so many damn times. But we can see the kids coming out of the locker room and I time it so that
Mm-hmm.
you hear as soon as the kid steps on the ice, "Here come the Irish," and the band plays and all that.
That's
all that
really
good
cool,
stuff.
That's
man.
fun stuff.
That's really cool.
It's fun.
I think it's great. Hey, listen, thanks for joining us tonight, man. We got some pizza for you here. This has been a great show. Thanks to Joe Luce for pulling over on the side of the road and talking
He's on
with us.
Highway 3 somewhere, wasn't he?
I mean, hopefully next week we're going to have the great Jimmy King with us. And hopefully maybe next week we'll have Robert Falcons so he can explain from a IHSAA standpoint what NIL will look like. And also talking to Robert Falcons about the latest news that just kind of jumped us before we went on the air. And that's about the shot clock coming into Indiana high school basketball next year. Our guy Kenny Peterson gave us a little fact before we went on. That's a real thing, and maybe Robert will give us some insight into that.
Fair
you
enough.
guys are the absolute best.
Time to go eat some pizza.
Be cool, JP.
Hey, can I give
Busy
you one more
weekend.
shout out?
What you got, Scott?
The Miami, Ohio Fighting
Undefeated.
Ron Harpers are undefeated and ranked.
They're top 20, huh?
If they go undefeated and win the MAC tournament, I think they should change their name from the Miami, Ohio Redhawks to the Miami, Ohio Fighting Ron Harpers. I think that'd be hilarious.
No. What about Wally Zerbiak? I mean, so you guys are too young to remember Wally Zerbiak.
No.
Wally Zerbiak was a man. It's a man child.
I mean, I'm too young to remember Ron Harper, but I still do.
The last time I checked, doesn't Ron Harper have championship rings and Wally Zerbiak doesn't?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
I got to be right at something today.
And Ron Harper's son plays in the league.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
and the younger one's playing now, too.
Yeah.
Scott,
All right,
get us out of
boys,
here.
You guys are the best. Love you guys. Let's go eat.
Let's eat.
Peace. Thanks for
out.
tuning in tonight. Thanks for our great sponsors, Han Funeral Home. Who else we got?
Fricks.
Fricks. Tony Letcher. Are you kidding me? Tony Letcher
Harbor.
Ben Harbor.
and Ben Harbor. I mean, those people are the reason we're on the show. And
Links will be in the
obviously,
description of the YouTube video if you guys want to patronize our sponsors.
That's right.
please do. You guys are the absolute best.
Thanks,
Peace.
Scott.
Talk to you next week.